We know y'all love the Appalachian stories, you love the Appalachian folklore, but what about the Appalachian cooking? Come on, let's make a big batch of green beans. Now, green beans in my house is a complete meal. I can make a big batch of green beans with a big batch of sweet cornbread, and that's it. Call it a day. But today they're going to be a side dish because I've been wanting like a Sunday dinner comfort food, but I was busy last Sunday and I'm going to be busy this Sunday, so we're going to do it on Tuesday. Now, I would normally do this in my crock pot, but for some reason I can't find my crock pot basin thing, so we're going to do it in this. You're going to need canned green beans, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, an actual onion, some cloves of garlic, and this. This is your trick to good Southern style green beans. Everybody's going to tell you to use chicken broth. I don't use chicken broth because I buy a big thing of it, I use a little bit of it, and then it sits in my fridge and it goes bad and it's a waste of money. You're going to start out with some bacon grease in your pan. You're going to go ahead and cut and peel your onion. Now, I'm not the best at cutting onions. Don't come for my cutting skills because I don't have any, so I don't know what to tell you. But you're going to dice up your onion. Then after you chop them up, you're going to put them in your bacon grease and you're going to get them browned. After you put them in your bacon grease, you can start working on chopping up your garlic. And usually I would put potatoes in my green beans, but I'm not going to today because I'm going to make scalloped potatoes for dinner, and that's just too much potato. Grab you a couple garlic cloves. I've got 4. The thing about me is I never measure anything, so my recipes come out different every time. That's common in the Appalachian Mountains. I don't know if it is everywhere that we don't use measuring spoons or cups. I promise you, you don't need to hold hands with the measuring spoons and cups, y'all. You can do it. Use your instincts. Now, once your onions and your bacon grease are well acquainted, you're going to add in your garlic. Now, the thing about me is I have a strong green bean preference. If I'm eating them as a side dish, I'll get the French style. But if I'm eating them as a meal and I want them to be a little bit more hearty, I use the cut green beans. Now, today my brain didn't work when I did my grocery order, and I wanted the cut green beans, but I got the French ones, so that's what we're going to use. Go ahead and reduce your heat, and that's when we're going to open up all 4 cans of green beans. Now, what I personally like to do is I like to drain 2 cans of green beans and leave 2 with their juices. That way the flavor has something to really grasp onto. I don't like no dry green beans, y'all. And again, I'll make this big pot. It'll last us all day. It'll last us tomorrow. I might take some to my dad. It just depends. I make a lot when I make them. Now we're ready to start seasoning. Typically I use a full stick of butter, but I have this one left from making popcorn the other night, so I'm just going to use it. Guys, I said this recipe was going to be good. I didn't say it was going to be healthy. Now, even though I added onion and garlic in there already, I'm still going to use onion and garlic powder. One thing about me, my food is going to be very much seasoned. We do not do bland. And usually I would chop up some bacon and put in here, but I just finished off a pack of bacon this morning, and I didn't want to open a whole new pack just for 2 slices, 3 slices out to do some green beans. I use a lot of this chicken seasoning because that's where you're going to get the most of your flavor, is from your bacon grease and your chicken seasoning. Now that everything's good and mixed in, you're going to lower your heat, put your lid on. I'm cooking these. It's 10:07 a.m. right now. They'll be done by about lunchtime. I made spaghetti yesterday with homemade pasta sauce. I might have that for lunch. If not, I'll have these for lunch, and then I'll make the rest of my dinner tonight. For dinner tonight, we're going to have some hamburger steak, gravy with rice, scalloped potatoes, and green beans. And I accidentally opened a can of corn a minute ago, so we might have some corn too. These are hands down one of my favorite dishes to make, my easiest dish to make. You throw everything in a pot, you let it simmer down half the day, and it's ready to eat by the time that you're ready to sit down. I hope you enjoyed my recipe.